Joanna Carson, Johnny Carson's third wife, and her legacy. The passing of Joanna Carson, the stunning model who captured the heart of Johnny Carson as his third wife, marks a poignant moment in the world of entertainment. Known for her beauty and charm, Joanna's life was not just about her marriage to the legendary late-night host. It also included a wealth of experiences that shaped her into a remarkable individual. Her divorce settlement, which became a frequent subject of Johnny's self-deprecating humor, is a testament to the complexities of their relationship and the public's fascination with celebrity lives. Friends of Joanna shared the news of her death, which was privately announced in July, with her funeral taking place just last week. The Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation honored her memory with a heartfelt Facebook tribute on July 30th, drawing parallels between her and the late billionaire philanthropist, Wallace Annenberg, who also passed away that month. Joanna, originally named Johanna Ulrich, grew up in New York City. She first married Tim Holland, a renowned backgammon player, and together they welcomed a son named Joe during their 6-year marriage. After their divorce, Joanna sought to establish her independence and quickly rose to prominence as a sought-after fashion model, showcasing her talent and resilience. When she met Johnny Carson at the exclusive restaurant 21, he was already a well-known figure, being 15 years her senior and having been married twice before. This often led to confusion between Joanna and his previous wife Joanne Carson, whose name was similar. Joanne, portrayed by Molly Ringwald in the 2024 series Feud, Capote vs. the Swans, due to her close friendship with Truman Capote, divorced Johnny in 1972. The same year he and Joanna surprised everyone with their wedding announcement. However, just over a decade later, Joanna filed for divorce, ultimately securing a substantial settlement that included approximately $20 million in cash and valuable assets in 1985. This financial outcome highlighted the often tumultuous nature of celebrity relationships and the public's intrigue with their personal affairs. Beyond her marriage to Johnny, Joanna was deeply involved in the fashion industry, notably collaborating with the late designer Mikhail Volbracht, for whom she served as vice president and provided financial backing. Her philanthropic efforts were equally impressive. She dedicated much of her time to Share Happily and Reap Endlessly, an organization focused on supporting developmentally disabled, abused, and neglected children, as well as funding medical research for various developmental disabilities. In addition to her charitable work, Joanna made her mark in the theater world as a producer for several Broadway productions, including American Psycho 2016, Beetlejuice 2019-2022, and American Buffalo 2022. Her contributions to both the arts and charitable causes reflect a life well lived, filled with passion and purpose. Tragically, Joanna was preceded in death by her son in 1994, a loss that undoubtedly shaped her journey. As we remember Joanna Carson, we are reminded of the multifaceted lives that public figures lead, often overshadowed by their relationships and fame. What are your thoughts on the complexities of celebrity marriages? Do you think the public's fascination with their personal lives is justified, or does it cross a line? Share your opinions in the comments. Joanna Carson, Johnny Carson's third wife, passes away. Joanna Carson, the renowned model and the third wife of legendary television host Johnny Carson, has passed away. This heart-wrenching news was quietly shared in July, as revealed through social media accounts by close friends, and her funeral took place just last week, according to reports from Extra. But here's where it gets deeply personal and often missed. Joanna's connection to Johnny was more than just a headline. It was a story of companionship through a pivotal chapter in both their lives. The Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation publicly acknowledged Joanna's passing on July 30th, expressing heartfelt remembrance. Their tribute highlighted Joanna and Wallace Annenberg as dear friends and ardent supporters who carried forward the compassionate spirit of Elizabeth Taylor herself, the foundation's founder. Johnny Carson, a name synonymous with late-night television, first encountered Joanna in 1971 at New York's iconic 21 Club. He later reflected on that meeting with almost youthful fondness. describing his approach as flirting like a sophomore. At that time, Joanna was one of Manhattan's most sought-after fashion models, enjoying what was considered a top-tier career in the fashion industry. Before meeting Johnny, she had been married to Tim Holland from 1960 to 1966 and had a son with him. Their relationship blossomed quickly. They celebrated Johnny's 46th birthday together on their very first date, and thereafter, Johnny made it a ritual to call her every day at 4:30 p.m. for an entire year. This daily gesture showcases the depth of his affection and the importance she held in his life from the very beginning. Joanna and Johnny's marriage came in 1972, right after Johnny divorced his second wife, Joanne Copeland, marking a new era in his personal life. In a surprising move that caught many off guard, Johnny announced their marriage during his Tonight Show's 10th anniversary celebration on September 30th, 1972, a moment that blended his public and private worlds in an unforgettable way. Interestingly, Joanne Copeland's complex role in Johnny's life was even dramatized in the 2024 FX series Feud, Capote vs. the Swans, where she was portrayed by actress Molly Ringwald. Copeland passed away in 2015, and Johnny's first marriage was to Joan Jody Morrill Wolcott, lasting from 1949 until their divorce in 1963, after 14 years together. Those who knew Joanna well spoke highly of her remarkable grace and influence. Actress-turned-socialite Ruta Lee, in a 1983 interview with People, praised Joanna's adeptness at navigating her role as a woman alongside a powerful man. Lee compared her finesse to that of Josephine with Napoleon, emphasizing Joanna's sensitive and thoughtful way of relating to men, not manipulative by any means, but remarkably intuitive and accommodating. Joanna and Johnny's marriage lasted until 1985. After their separation, Johnny found companionship once more with Alexis Mass, whom he married in 1987 and stayed with until his death in 2005 at the age of 79. Johnny was also survived by his 3 children from his first marriage with Joan Wolcott. In a particularly somber note, Joanna was predeceased by her son, who tragically died in 1994. This personal loss, along with the end of her marriage to Johnny, marked a life full of both high-profile moments and deep private sorrow. Joanna Carson's story is a reminder of the complex, often untold personal histories behind public figures. What do you think about the way these personal relationships intertwine with public personas? Does the narrative around fame sometimes overshadow the individual's personal victories and struggles? Share your thoughts below, because these are the stories that truly shape how we remember icons like Johnny and Joanna Carson.